Good afternoon, friends. My name is Lim K. Chiao, but my friends call me Simon Lim. I post on the internet very frequently, and I identify myself as Simon Lim. Now, there are a few things that I like to talk about. I feel very strongly about, and this is my first time public speaking. So if I do not perform well, please bear with me. Now, CPF. I see a lot of the crowd here and mainly fairly elderly people. So I think CPF is one issue that is close to your heart. The government, many years ago, promised Singaporeans that you will get back your CPF at 55. No if and no but. And the people trusted the same PAP government, different generation of PAP governments, and supported them, voted for them, and what happened? Now that was a very solemn and sovereign undertaking given by a government. For a government to lightly break its own promise on its own people, I think that is very despicable. Now, many people say that is the law. The government passed the law in parliament to push back the CPF withdrawal. And most Singaporeans, it's a pity that they do not think deep enough. Let me explain. When somebody tells you, this is the law, what will be your reaction? Ask yourself honestly. If they tell you this is the law, you just simply keep quiet because it's the law, right? But you are not thinking hard enough. When people tell me this is the law, I ask, what law? There are good laws and there are bad laws. Apartheid in South Africa, the segregation of black and white people was lawful, but it was a bad law. Today, they have done away with the law, apartheid. Slavery at one time in the United States was legal. Today, it is illegal. It was a bad law. So when it is the law, you have to ask yourself intelligent questions, whether this is a good law or bad law, and this law benefit you or benefit them. That's all. When people are 55, and despite they are living longer, they have aspirations, they have hope. They may want to start a small business, or they may want to sponsor their children, their daughter, their son for an overseas education, or they may want to see the world while they can walk. They have worked a whole life already. To deprive people from the CPF withdrawal, I think is very unethical. At the very, very least, give people a choice whether they want to opt in or opt out of your minimum sum. Give people a choice. Don't pass law and shove it down people's throat. That is a very sucks government way of doing things and bullying the citizens. So I say to you before I conclude my CPF topic, all the PAP ministers are millionaires, but you are not. Get that very clear. No PAP minister needs to look forward to their 65 or 55 or 70 years old to draw their money, but you need to. So don't be stupid. Spread it around. Next, I will talk about HDB. HDB is a monopoly in Singapore. Monopoly in what? It is a monopoly, a statutory board to build public housing. So in other words, it has a social mission. So it needs to build affordable flats for Singaporeans. What the government has departed is that over the years, it has priced the flat very, very expensively. But if it prices the flat very expensively until you cannot afford to buy, the grievances on the ground against the government will start to build up. So they have to find a way to make sure that I want to sell you my flat very expensively. And at the same time, you can afford to buy my flat. You follow what I'm saying so far? So they have to tweak the system. How do they tweak? It's a very cunning, very clever way. That's where the grant comes in. A lot of Singaporeans, we are not native English speakers, you know. So when you tell people grant, they say, hey, my sister, my brother, my neighbor, my colleague, they enjoy a 30,000 grant, 50,000, 20,000, how many thousand? Do you have it? Get it clear. Grant is not your entitlement. Grant is the government, is the money coming out from the government, from the people, to lend to you to buy their very expensive flats. If I go to Far East, their show flat. If I go to Bukit Sembawang, Far East will not give me a grant, never. Hong Leong will never give me a grant, never. But the government will give you a grant to buy their flat, even without you asking. Dia boleh mengira, ikaki hori ada. Ikaki hori ikut si bekam wan hori, ikut si bekin hori ada. Understand or not? So the grant is to help you to buy their very expensively priced flat. Because when you buy their flat, maybe for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or maybe in your lifetime, you may not buy from them again. So they have actually turned back on their social responsibility towards Singaporean. And what happened after that? So Singaporeans, if you think a little bit further, number one, Singaporeans will be loaded with very expensive housing loan over many years. I repeat, Singaporeans will be loaded with very expensive housing loan over many years. And many things can happen within that many years. Sickness, retrenchment, all kinds of things can hit you. But that is your business. And the most unfortunate part is that you are depleting also your CPF with a least decay flat. Lu lai lu bui talui. Talui. Seen a flat talui, maybe for the next 20 years. The price will keep on increasing. The MRT will be built. NTUC fair price will be there. The bus interchange will also come into operation. A new highway will also built next to your estate. So but it will come to a point about 20 years and then it will plateau off and then it will go down. That's all. But at the same time, what will happen to your CPF is you are digging and digging and digging your CPF. By the time your flat is old and you are old and your CPF is insufficient, follow what I'm saying or not? So this is a lose-lose proposition, all because the government is greedy. If the government has stick to its social mission, you will have enough in your CPF for a decent retirement. That's all. So that is my point on HDB. Third point, I worry. I worry about what? I am seeing more and more foreign-born MPs in our parliament. For example, Janil Puthucheary was born in Malaysia. Lee Bee Hwa was born in Malaysia. Khaw Boon Wan was born in Malaysia. Amy Khor was born in Malaysia. But Malaysia Parliament, Malaysians, everyday Malaysians people, they will not be so stupid to vote an ex-Singaporean in Malaysia to go into their parliament. Why are we so stupid voting against Malaysian, ex-Malaysian into our parliament? You're stupid like hell. You are stupid like hell. I call these MPs, ex-Malaysian MP, as stepmother MP. For example, I'm a stepmother and I have my own children. And I also have children, my husband's former wife that I'm looking after. Of course, I will favor my own children over my husband's ex-wife's children, correct or not? So why are we electing without thinking very much former Malaysian MPs who are now I say that again, MPs who are ex-Malaysian, who can leave their country behind and become Singaporean, and we are supporting them without questioning harder. It is not where you stand in times of comfort and convenience. It is where you stand in times of challenge and controversy. I do not know them personally. I have nothing against them personally. It's just a thought. I think that this is not a wise decision for us to vote and without questioning harder. That's all. Next, I will come to under this PAP. Under this PAP, a lot of things have gone wrong already. And people must have the confidence, must feel enough for Singapore, for fellow Singaporeans, and also for our children's future to speak up, be the change. NOL, at one time, many years ago, was started by the Old Guards minister. Today, you drive along Alexandra Road, NOL building, NOL is so already, NOL is history already, and the building names has also changed already. And those PAP supporters, what did they say? When Ng Ik Chung saw NOL, instead of criticizing the government for, pardon my language please, Mulan Yong, then they said that, oh, we are very lucky because we are able to sell NOL at a very good price. But what happened to NOL under CGM, France? Second year, the next year, they turn in a modest profit already. So, they're all there. More than NOL. Singapore, Tuas Power. We basically have 3 power generation plants. Tuas Power, Seraya Power, Senoko Power. What happened to them now? All sold. All sold. Senoko Power, Seraya, Tuas, all sold under the Lee Hsien Loong government. Sold to who? Sold to Marubeni Corporation, Japan. YTL, Malaysia. Another to a Chinese conglomerate. The biggest desalination plant in Southeast Asia, high flux, Tuas Spring. Tuas Spring, TWASSPRING. The biggest desalination plant in the whole of Southeast Asia. What happened? Sold to who? Sold to Salim, Indonesia. Water also you sold, power also you sold. Why are Singaporeans so sucker and still not questioning, asking intelligent and hard questions of the government? Your decision will affect your children's decision. Think hard. And the next one I want to touch on is Carbon 1. Carbon 1 told Singaporeans, you don't need a degree, tertiary education to succeed in life. And many people can relate to that. So I asked Carbon 1, go for vocational training, the Polytechnic, the ITE. If you are true to what you say and tell Singaporean, then why are all the ministers' children going to universities and none of them, not even one of them, go to our ITE? Why is it telling your children to go to ITE and Poly and their children go to university? You cannot be so stupid lah. Time to wake up already. Next, I'll touch on Ang Mo Kio. Our money, for most of us, we work hard, we earn our money. Some of us save our money. Very few of us strike the lottery big prize or inherited from your grandfather or your father. Not many of us. In the case of Ang Mo Kio, Victor Wong corruption case, that case has been going on for 2 years. 2 years. Victor Wong, the former general manager of Ang Mo Kio Town Council, was on the take for 2 years. And Ang Mo Kio is not a single member constituency. Yeah? Ang Mo Kio has how many MPs there? 6. I will name you the 6. Lee Hsien Loong, Ang Hin Kee, Koh Poh Koon, Gan Thiam Poh, Mokhtar Intan, and Darrell David. 6 MPs over there. And none of them discovered that their ex-general manager of their town council was on the take for 2 years. So much of the residents' money have been siphoned away. And none of them, none of the MPs until today have the humility and the remorse and the regret to even offer the people of Ang Mo Kio, I am sorry. The money lost under your watch, citizens' hard-earned money lost under your watch, And none of them, everybody just pretend nothing happened, nothing happened. Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how are you? I say the people of Ang Mo Kio, you sucks. You have no spine. You are so meek. You lost your money and you dare not ask question. And when the government can slap you one time, look at your reaction. You don't react. I will slap you a second time. You don't react. I will kick your boy and I see whether you react or not. Because if you don't react, you only embolden their behavior. You make them become braver and braver to bully you. I have to go. There are other speakers. I thank you very much.